Welcome, everybody. Give us a few more seconds and we'll get started. We want to have more than just 6 people show up, at least initially, so I can tell we're going to have more people coming to this stream, and we are going to be taking a look at the awesome new DLC for Order of Battle, Kriegsmarine. This is going to be interesting for sure. So we're going to go ahead and get started here, and of course Kriegsmarine has emerged as a powerful fleet after rescinding the restrictions of the Treaty of Versailles imposed after the Great War. As the invasion of Poland begins and tensions escalate with the United Kingdom and France, the new German Navy must play its part in the upcoming war. Of course, for those of you that don't know, the Kriegsmarine does refer to the German Navy during World War II. After shedding the limitations imposed by treaties following its defeat in 1918, Germany has rebuilt a powerful navy. The Kriegsmarine has gained combat experience in the Spanish Civil War, but now faces its first true challenge supporting the new war against Poland and the Western Allies. So we're going to be going to Danzig, guys, of course, East Prussia, of course, in this case, and hopefully win against, in this case, the Polish home army. We're going to have to see if we can actually defeat them, and we're going to need to use our boats to do this. So this is going to be tough for sure. So, in support of the invasion of Poland, the Kriegsmarine will operate in the Baltic Sea and make its way into Danzig Bay. Meanwhile, ground troops will be tasked to capture key objectives in the region. So essentially, you're using both the Kriegsmarine and the infantry support troops on the ground. Some of those infantry support troops are sailors themselves, but of course, a more armed version of the sailors, sort of, for instance, if you look over here, a sort of German version of the Navy SEALs, you could say. These guys are experts in ground combat. The Luftwaffe will also take part in the operation. A squadron of Ju-87 Stuka dive bombers is en route and will arrive shortly. These will certainly prove useful at stopping any Polish plans for mining the entrance of the bay. I'm not so sure we're going to get to that. We're going to do our best to assist our existing army and try and win the battle. So here we go. We've got to pursue and intercept any warships and merchant vessels before they can escape the area. Now that's going to be, of course, an additional objective. Really right now we're going to try to capture all the primary victory points. And it just so happens that here all the primary victory points in Danzig are all on land. So we have a lot of work cut out for us, to put it simply. So we're going to go ahead and start steaming forward, and there's a lot I want to share with you about the game itself as we go on here. Some really cool new features. Here we go. Intelligence reports indicate that the Polish Navy has several submarines operating in the area. Okay, hello Piumi. Oh, I know who you are. Fair enough. I'll do my best. So here we go, guys. We're going to go ahead and steam ahead towards the enemy. We already see some ships here of the Polish Navy, the DD Viker and the DD Viker. Well, two of the same. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. If you have any Polish viewers on the stream, they can probably give me the correct pronunciation. But we're going to go ahead and open fire. And I want you guys to get a nice view of the ship when it fires its broadside cannons. Not a lot of damage there, but, you know, we've got to wait, we've got to give it time. Now, one interesting thing is that this particular game talks about Plan Z. I'm not sure if anybody knows what Plan Z is, but basically Plan Z is plans that the Germans had for their fleet to basically increase the size of the fleet, increase the size of the ships through extensive building programs. They really wanted to do something nearly impossible, and who knows, if the war had continued, maybe they would have actually achieved it. So right now we're, of course, trying to take this city here as quickly as possible. Now, in this particular game, or this particular DLC, we are looking at alternative history scenarios like Plan Z, like the ability to build unbelievably large battleships, things like this that could actually rival the British Navy. So it's quite a fun and interesting DLC for sure, and definitely one you guys should check out. Now, I believe we've got enough to go ahead and purchase a battleship. Well, maybe not, a little too expensive for us, but let's go ahead and get the Admiral Hipper cruiser, and I'm going to purchase and deploy him right there. And hopefully the Admiral Hipper can start taking out some of these Polish ships a lot faster than our destroyers over here. We also have a support ship here. I hope he can do a good job. Let's end the turn and turn it over to the Polish. Okay, so they're steaming right for us. They obviously don't want us in their territorial waters. Nice shot. I'm surprised they actually got that off. Once again, nice shot, and they've got even more support here, and they're going to really damage this destroyer. Oh boy, it's not good at all. So as you can see here, these troops are actually also Kriegsmarine troops. And we want to make sure to destroy this bunker as soon as possible. Obviously, we've got some secondary objectives we could complete: sinking 3 destroyers, preventing the mine-laying operation. This one is a tough one. Destroying fuel depots and destroying all merchant ships. I think I could probably get 2 out of 4 of these secondary objectives. And we also have a squadron of Stuka dive bombers to assist us over here. Now, I could either send them over here to help us take on the Polish ships, or I could send the Stuka over here to help us take out this initial group of Polish army squads, etc. I think that's where I'm going to send it, and actually on the way we're probably going to find some Polish ships anyway. So we're going to go ahead and start fighting, guys. I want to get this beautiful Admiral Hipper out. We could also launch a torpedo against an enemy ship. I'm going to get close and see if that's more effective. So there we go. That would give us 1. No, I think it's actually more effective to give them the broadside of this massive, massive vessel. Let's go ahead and do it. Awesome. Now, one interesting thing about the mechanics of this game is movement really helps you. And what do I mean by that? Well, the game takes into account that a moving ship is a much harder target to hit. So in this game, if you can use up all your movement points, on the next turn, the enemy's going to have a lot more difficulty in actually doing damage to your ship. That's something to keep in mind. Nice shooting. Let's move ahead. We're going to fire again, this time with the DD Type 1934. Beautiful. We are definitely damaging these Polish ships. And I'm going to send in the support ship as well. I'm not sure he can actually do any damage. He can also lay some mines. So this support ship is quite interesting. Of course, I don't think we need to lay any mines in this particular battle, since we can probably take the enemy on just like this. All right, let's take a look. And hello. Hey, Artistocrats. How are you guys doing? Artistocrats, of course, guys, if you want to ask them any questions about the game, they made it. They did an awesome job. And I think they could probably answer quite a lot of your questions. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if you're playing, of course, Kriegsmarine, is you want to be careful with your reinforcements. You've got to remember that the only way to reinforce a ship is to be at a dock that essentially is on your side, a friendly dock, and you're not always going to find a friendly dock. So obviously repairing the ship is going to be tough. Now we're going to take the Polish post office. Of course, now it's in German hands. I'm going to keep firing at this bunker to sort of lessen the amount of defenses it can provide to the surrounding men. And I could attack it again. I am going to take some nasty hits, but we could always repair these units if we need to. We could retreat and repair, and I think that's what we're going to do. But getting rid of that bunker is a top priority, and we got lucky there, managing to take it down to 4. That is very nice. Let's move up here, take a look at all these ships. We don't have enough to buy anymore, unfortunately, but I think we've got enough to destroy the initial Polish Navy over here. Ah, thank you, Ayevra. So he's saying that the plan is actually pronounced Z. Plan Z, which is very, very cool. Okay, so we're going to end the turn. Turn it over to the Polish once again. We do need to take hell. This is one of our objectives, of course. It's a very, very thin landmass there that we're going to have to move through with our infantry. These Polish ships are quite good, I have to say. I didn't expect such stiff resistance, but these guys are putting up a fight. Oh, our poor support ship. Wow, unbelievable. All right, there we go. That bunker's going to do some more damage to us. I'm going to be replacing this unit, obviously, with our other infantry unit so that we can start attacking that bunker. So let's go ahead and pull them back, move this unit forward. And first I'm going to fire with our battleship here, the Schleswig-Holstein. So let's go ahead and open fire on the bunker. Nice. We actually managed to do some damage that time. And I'm going to attack with our Wehrmacht unit. Very nice. At this point, the Stuka will continue towards the enemy. I could, of course, go here and try to attack this ship, but I think I'm just going to keep flying down. And once again, I could have landed over one of these ships. The Polish Navy has a tremendous amount of ships in this region. We're not going to worry about all of them. Right now, we want to destroy these guys. And actually, we could probably blow this guy out of the water right now with our wonderful Admiral Hipper. By the way, I really love the mechanics in the game, or I should say the animations, allowing you to see a ship sink. And in fact, once the ship actually sinks to the bottom of the ocean, you can see its carcass, the carcass of the ship just down there, with, unfortunately, probably a lot of dead sailors on board, down in Davy Jones' locker, never to return. And I just think that's just such a beautiful thing to show. Really adds to the intensity of this sort of combat. Obviously, in this period, well, especially in this region of East Prussia, it's probably unlikely that if you fell off a ship into the water that you're going to survive for very long. So if ships didn't have time to deploy lifeboats, I can't imagine that the crew would be alive for a very long time at all. Fortunately, our support ship doesn't have much firepower. We should have actually probably just moved him out of the way. And in fact, I'm not following my own advice of moving the ships around. Once again, if you move your ships around, the next turn it's going to be harder for the enemy to actually target you. So it really, really helps you in the game. Yes, we are doing our absolute best to give out some cool deals for you guys. So let's go ahead and look over here, see where Stuka is. I think he's going to be just fine. I'm going to go ahead and also get some reinforcements for this German Marine unit. And yes, the Kriegsmarine do have land units. Of course, they are trained by the Navy, but they are pretty damn effective in combat. Let's go ahead and end our turn. I'm trying to see, we don't have any points to actually purchase any more ships, so I'm just going to end the turn. And as you can see the carcass of that Polish ship down there at the bottom of the ocean. Turn it over to the Polish. Unfortunately, our support ship is going down to Davy Jones' locker as well. Okay, we're going to keep going. Another thing I want to mention is that in this game, specialization, which was introduced a few DLCs ago, is going to be focusing obviously on Plan Z, as well as the ability to build things like better torpedoes for your submarines and for your destroyers, etc. So some really awesome specializations that you're going to want to look at and you're going to enjoy. Let's go ahead and see if we can destroy this bunker once and for all. And I want to make sure to also keep reinforcing this unit. There we go. We want him to be as strong as ever because he's going to have to actually go north to take all of these Polish areas to get a victory in this particular battle. Let's bring the Stuka in, and we could either use the Stuka to attack this Polish unit, or maybe we could use it to try and damage some of these ships. I think I'm going to try to damage some of these ships. Bombs away. All right, they tried to shoot us down, but the Stukas are way too fast for them. And once again, I'm going to move and then fire. Move and then fire. That's really the key here. So we're circling the enemy and firing, and I think we could probably sink this DD Vicha. Beautiful. He's going down. No chance for escape. I'm going to bring my wonderful, wonderful Admiral Hipper. And this cruiser is unbelievable. I'm going to fire here at the DD Vicha and send them to the bottom of the ocean. Now this is really cool, guys. We just got a commander, which of course increases the abilities of the unit, increases their effectiveness in combat. And we're going to be adding him, of course, to the Admiral Hipper. I think it's our biggest ship. It's only right to make him the admiral of this ship. And now, of course, we've got this cool little Admiral Hipper here who has taken command of the unit, which I think is quite interesting. Hello, Teskior. How are you doing? Shkarda as well. Welcome. And Ansbach. I use my beer money. Need a new allowance from my wife. You sound like one of my co-workers. That's quite funny. And welcome, Paradox. That's really cool. Good to see you, man. Let's go ahead and see if we're finished here. Now, what I think we want to do with the rest of these ships is try to support the land invasion. Unfortunately, the Polish may have already mined this area, which is going to make our job a lot more difficult. But we are going to send our men down there as quickly as possible. So we do need to take this final position. I'm going to go ahead and open fire with the battleship. Seeing as we're not facing any other ships here, I'm not going to move. I'm just going to keep shooting. And let's end the turn and turn it over to the Polish. Again, guys, the aristocrats are here. They can answer just about any question you have regarding the game. So if you have any questions, feel free to fire away. Not literally, of course. Let's go ahead and open up the different ships we could get. We could probably get a CA Deutschland, one of these awesome cruisers. And I think I'm going to purchase it. We might be able to revive a destroyed unit. Oh, yes. Let's put him there and look at that thing. It's beautiful. Beautiful cruiser. And a very, very deadly ship for sure. Okay, let's see. We're going to end the turn. So we've obviously got to work our way up that coast, guys, to capture those objectives. This is going to be, you know, obviously the Navy assisting the Army in capturing these points. It's going to be tough. It's going to be challenging, but we've got to do it. So I think at this point we want to go ahead, fire again here. Try to destroy this Polish Home Army unit. We actually managed to do some damage. And now I'm going to take our Marines. Let's see who's going to do more damage, either the Marines or the regular Army. No, definitely the Marines. And we're going to attack. Feuer! Very nice. We got them down significantly here. Now, we could actually bring our Stukas in to bomb them, but I don't think they're going to manage to do any serious damage. So I'm going to keep following this ship and try to sink her. Beautiful. 3 damage. That's what I'm looking for. Unfortunately, one of our Stukas was shot down. And I doubt that a pilot in this freezing water is going to survive for a very long time. Maybe he was picked up by the enemy and they were merciful. Who can say? We're going to keep moving down south towards Hell. Here we go. Everybody's coming, and of course, like I told you before, you've got to be very careful about your ships getting damaged in this game because you're probably not going to find many friendly ports where you can repair them. So be very careful. Once your ships get down to 3 or 4, they're practically useless. You know, they're really not going to be doing much. And look at all those ship carcasses at the bottom of the ocean. I can't get over that animation. It's just awesome trying to imagine what could be down there and how long those ships are going to remain down there. Well, until they fall apart. Just really amazing stuff. Maybe become a sort of artificial coral reef for the fish. Let's grab Amena. And I think we can reinforce them. Why not? Let's also end the turn. So we can see the Polish are trying to mine the area. If we can get there sooner rather than later, we might be able to stop that action and make our job a lot easier. I'm getting that ship for sure. The Polish Home Army is trying to bomb us. I don't think it's going to work. We're going to open fire again. Let's go ahead and try to take them out with the Marines. Wow, very, very close, guys. We are extremely close, actually, to being able to take that unit out. I think by next turn, he should be good to go. So while that's happening, I'm going to already start moving my infantry forward. And it looks like there are some Polish units here. I'd rather have some support to take them out, to be honest with you. But maybe we could bring in the Stuka and let this ship get away. Yeah, we're going to let her get away this time, and we're going to assist our men in taking these towns. Bombs away! Oh, you can do better than that, man. Come on. Well, now it looks like we're going to be able to get more damage than before. Maybe some suppression here. Awesome. We actually got 3. Let's hope the enemy doesn't get 2. That's fine. It's okay to lose a few men to be able to achieve victory. Okay, let's keep moving south. And already we've spotted one of the enemy merchant ships. And listen, this is war. This is Krieg, so we don't care if it's a merchant ship. He's just as open to being shot at as any other ship. We're going to try to destroy him. Obviously, damaging Polish shipping capabilities would be a significant disadvantage to the Polish, not being able to get the supplies they need. So at this point in the war, we consider every merchant ship an enemy ship. It's quite simple. Unless it's our own, of course. Then they're just fine. All right, I'm going to bring down our next cruiser. the cruiser Deutschland. And unfortunately, he's lagging behind a bit because we obviously purchased him a little late on in the game. But I think he's going to get here eventually and be able to really put the hurting on the enemy. Yes, absolutely it is. Congress Alpha. This is a upcoming DLC known as Kriegsmarine, which basically focuses on the German Navy. So this is a very, very important time in history, and actually what I believe to be sort of a point in World War II that's not really focused on much. Battles in the Atlantic, battles of the German Navy itself. It's really something that I don't hear a lot about, so I'm very excited to be showcasing this game, and I'm very excited that this game is coming out. Let's turn to the enemy. Danzig is in our hands, but we still need to take all of these cities up the coast, and even the tiny town of Hell over here, and it's got a pretty nasty coastal gun near it. Maybe we can come in with our ships and totally destroy it, but only time will tell. All right, let's go ahead and end the turn. What is this merchant ship doing? He's got no guns. Maybe he's trying to ask for a surrender. We're not going to give it to him, of course. Some actual very good shooting there by the enemy artillery. Gotta give it to them. And we're just going to go ahead and attack at this point. We're not even going to use the battleship. We'll bring him out and maybe attack some of the enemy artillery units over here. Feuermänner! There we go. Westerplatte is in our hands, under our control. We've liberated it. And as you guys notice, we don't get a regular German flag. Since the Kriegsmarine took this location, we actually get a Kriegsmarine flag. It sort of looks like the old German Imperial flag, which is quite fascinating. And I also want to move this ship up, so it's going to take a while to get him out of here, but he can already start opening fire on that enemy artillery. Unfortunately, no damage. I could bring my Stuka in and try to do some damage. Of course, the enemy AA gun could always damage us as well in return, but I'm going to take that risk because I don't need our men being shot at by artillery guns as they're trying to invade Poland. It's unacceptable. Bombs away. Very nice. Also, don't forget, guys, if you are new to the actual channel, it's your first time here at Slytherin Group, make sure to subscribe, maybe even share, or I should say, sorry, to the Twitch channel. You should absolutely subscribe. You should also check out our YouTube channel, which goes by the same name, Slytherin Group, and try to go ahead and subscribe there as well. I think you'll really enjoy what we have up on the channel, and obviously all recent news, everything that's coming out about the company or about what we're doing is going to be there. So it's definitely something you want to check out. So I'm actually going to move my men over here and attack. As I said before, we're definitely going to have some losses, but everything is worth it for a greater Germany. Unfortunately for this merchant ship, we're not going to be allowing him to surrender. And there we go. Not that he had a chance. I just found it very funny that he was actually trying to come towards us. So we're going to take the Admiral Hipper, and we're already heading towards the enemy. Now, these are the actual fuel depots we're supposed to destroy. The way I see it, since we're going to be coming through here anyway with our infantry, I think they can take care of the fuel depots while we focus on destroying more merchant ships. Let's try to damage the Polish economy as much as we can to ensure victory in the future. Here we go. We could also launch a torpedo, so you guys can see the torpedo mechanics here. Yes, destroyers do have torpedoes, even though the destroyers are known as sub-killers. They have their own torpedoes as well. Usually they use, actually I'm not sure of the technical name, but it's essentially explosive barrels to destroy submarines beneath them. Which is pretty awesome stuff. Let's take a look here. It's a gunboat, a tiny little Polish gunboat. I'm not too worried about it, to be honest with you. And let's end our turn. Let's hope that we don't get bombed again by the artillery, although I'm anticipating that's probably exactly what's going to happen. Oh, torpedo warning. We've definitely got a Polish submarine nearby. And he just attacked our cruiser as well. Luckily, the torpedo didn't do any damage to our cruiser. Nonetheless, we've got to be careful here. We've got Polish submarines around and no real way to detect them unless we grab our destroyers and actually try to find them that way. battery trying to do some damage to us. And actually, wow, I have to admit, the AA gun got a really good shot on our Stuka. Now here we go, guys, the Gdynia assault. German ground forces have arrived at the outskirts of Gdynia. They are tasked to destroy the Polish defenders and capture the city center. So obviously now that we've got the assistance of the German army, things are going to get a lot easier, and we want to try to head towards Gdynia as quickly as possible. Of course, the town of Rumia is in the way, and I'm worried that the enemy has men here, so I'm going to advance slowly, a little slower than maybe some would like. Is now under our control, and we are going to bring our men to Gdynia. Actually going to target that fuel depot. I'm going to get rid of it. Beautiful. Deprive the Polish of their fuel, and there's no way they're going to be able to get a victory here. All right, remember, we still have horse and carriage to move our artillery around, and actually this occurred to the Germans. Many people think that the Germans were a completely modernized army, and in many cases they were, but they still, a lot of the times, did use horses and wagons, things like this, especially when you're watching videos of the Germans escaping from Russia. Now we're in a totally different part of the world. You can see a lot of them with horses, wagons to transport artillery pieces, munitions, etc. Now I'm going to go ahead and get in the woods here. I think it's going to provide us some better cover, and I'm going to attack the enemy. While that's going on, I'm going to take our battleship. The battleship's already attacked, fair enough. So we're going to take our Kriegsmarine and get them out of here and head towards the north. Good work, Männer. Alright, let's see if we can't destroy this transport ship. Got him down to 1. And actually, this gunboat can actually do some damage to us. It's going to be very hard for them to do damage, but it could happen. So, still going to not focus on it. I'm focusing on the merchant ship. I'm going to destroy it and score some points. And let's move forward with our cruisers to take on the gunboat. Now, the gunboat is not a very formidable opponent. I don't think it's going to do any damage to these cruisers, but nonetheless, it is a threat, so let's destroy it. You can do better than that, boys. There we go. Danke, Admiral Hipper. Good work. So now he's down to 1. Next turn, he will be destroyed, if we have anything to say about it, of course. And let's see, make sure we've moved everybody. We've still got the Stuka, and at this point, we don't have an airfield yet, but I think we soon will have an airfield over here by Gdynia, so we really want to get there quickly. In the meantime, I'm trying to look for different possibilities as to what we can do. We could try to bomb the Polish here. We could try to go after their ships. I think I'm going to try to attack the artillery piece. They do have an anti-aircraft gun here, so we are going to take some incoming fire. Let's just hope we avoid damage. Very nice. Took down 2. That's very effective. This artillery gun is essentially useless at this point. It's not going to be able to damage our infantry unless it gets extremely lucky. And we're still moving southwards with all of our ships. So here we go. We will turn it over to the enemy. I will take a look here at the chat to see what you guys are typing. Auf Deutscher, try to pronounce the E at the end of Kriegsmarine. Okay, so what about this, Auf Deutscher? Is it Kriegsmarine? I think it's better. I like when people correct my German. It's a beautiful language, so I like to improve it when I can. It's the Kriegsmarine. Okay, let's see. And I think we can end the turn at this point. Turn it over to the enemy. Got that gunboat speeding ahead towards us. They're actually going to try to fire on us, which surprises me. Of course, no damage being done there. Maybe just some extra cleaning for our deck crew. Oh, you missed, old boy. Okay, beautiful. We're going to be able to take that town before the end of today, but actually the AA gun did some serious damage to our Stuka, and they've got another AA gun over here. I did not notice that. Really good shooting by the coastal battery there. And, oh my goodness, the Polish Home Army has actually gotten smart. They've left their town to attack our artillery piece. Very, very good job there. We are going to open fire on them. And I think I'm also going to bring my scout car here to put some damage on them as well. This SDKFC is mounted with a machine gun. I'm sure it can kill some infantry units. Sure enough. They weren't even able to do any damage. So let's move into this tiny town right here and attack once again. Now, I do want to follow them, but not if I can attack them again and possibly destroy this unit. So I'm moving to the woods, opening fire. There's really no need for me to move forward. Well, now that the enemy's at 1, I will move forward. As for our Stuka, I'm going to keep him over here by Romia until we liberate that airfield. Liberate's probably not an appropriate word for the Germans until we capture that airfield, and we're going to keep on firing at this artillery piece until it's totally destroyed. I don't want a single piece of artillery left on the field unless it's German artillery. The Kriegsmarine are moving. Good shooting. Sopot is now under our control, of course, and we're going to keep moving with our Kriegsmarine forward. We're actually going to hit this AA gun. Let's hope we can do some damage. We certainly need to get some payback for the down Stukas. There we go. You'd be surprised how deadly anti-aircraft guns can be against human beings. I know they're called anti-aircraft guns, but that doesn't stop them from being extremely effective against infantry. We go. That ship is going down. Looks like the engine's exploded. I am going to move forward, and if need be, I could either start pounding this bunker so that we don't have to worry about it later, which is what I think is right, or destroy the fuel depot. Let's get rid of the fuel depot. At least when our infantry is moving through this location, they won't have to worry about it. And I also want to open fire on the bunker. Now, this bunker is fortified from sea attacks, but I think a lucky shot could definitely break through and do some damage. Let's go ahead, open fire again. Come on, men on. Not bad. Let's take a look here. Thank you, Ufstdeutsche. I got it. It's very cool. So is the ship unit a single ship or 10 ships? Well, the thing is, I mean, this is not... For instance, even if we look at 10 ships, we don't know exactly how many ships this could represent. In this case, I think it might just represent one battleship, as a matter of fact. But for instance, infantry units in order of battle, it could say 10, but that could also mean 10,000 or 1,000. It really depends on the battle, etc. That's really a big, big thing. So you've got to keep that in mind. Trying to see if we have any points to spend on buying things. I don't think we do. Very well. We'll continue forward. Okay, ending the turn. Try again. Okay, very, very cool. Now, we did not prevent the mine-laying operation, but it says here, command expanded. The Oberkommando der Marine has authorized the request to increase our naval strength in the Baltic Sea. Additional warships can now be deployed. Very cool. Now, we're actually out of Army requisition points, so I think we're going to have to ignore that for now. That's definitely good to know. I want to keep moving south and look at that. Is that another merchant ship I see? No, it's one of the mine layers. And unfortunately, it's a little too late to do anything to him or to stop his mine laying activities, but I'm at least going to try to make him regret laying those mines in the first place. Here we go. And I think we can absolutely blow this ship out of the sea right now. Boom. She is gone. Down to the depths where she belongs. Alright, well, we've got to keep moving forward with these cruisers. And we can try to hit these merchant ships. We could also go for the gunboats, or we could try to hit the DD Vicher, which we almost destroyed before. Also destroy this fuel depot is another possibility. Okay, 59 people. Hey, welcome, guys. Very, very cool. Let's see if we can get this over 60. That would be perfect. Share it with your friends. Obviously, like I said, this is one of the DLC that I'm most excited about, focusing on the Atlantic battles, which are rarely talked about during World War II. You could just imagine that going down on a ship in this sort of setting and in this icy water would mean almost certain death if you were not able to get those lifeboats out. So it's a terrifying concept to think that if you can't get those lifeboats out in time, and obviously I'm sure you guys know when a ship is destroyed, sometimes there's not time to deploy lifeboats, you are in serious trouble and probably won't live to see the next day, if not the next 10 minutes, to be honest with you. Let's go ahead and destroy that piece of artillery completely. Good shooting, boys. I'm also going to go ahead and bring some fresh troops and equipment here. We could destroy this infantry brigade, or we could go for the AA gun. I think I'm going to go for the AA gun. We'll absolutely follow him. Getting closer to Gdynia. Of course, this Polish infantry brigade could cut us off here and cause some problems. Nonetheless, we're still wrapped up in the fight against this AA gun to take the city, so I'm not too concerned about that. You know, if they cut us off, big deal. We can deal with it later. Let's go ahead, open fire. 75mm FK-18. All right, so Kriegsmarine shall win the day. Let's move over here, open fire. And I believe we're gonna get that airbase so we can finally fix our Stuka, which has been hanging out over here in the skies for quite a while. Let's get over there. Of course, I wanna make sure all of these AA guns are destroyed before we fix the Stuka. So let's see if we can't take this thing out once and for all. Beautiful work, boys. Beautiful work. Now, I could take Gdynia, but I believe, and I could be wrong on this, I don't believe that a scout vehicle can take a victory point. Again, I could be wrong. So I'm going to use it to assist in destroying this cannon. And I'm glad I didn't. We would have been ambushed by this Polish Home Army unit, the Polish Infantry 1939. So let's open fire on the Bofors cannon. Beautiful. That is one dead Bofors. I'm going to go ahead and move over here, but once again, it's a scout unit. It doesn't take any territory, which is a little bit of a pain. We'll be landing next turn, Stuka. Just be patient, please. Okay, battleship is doing okay here. I think we've moved everybody. Yes, we have. We're going to end the turn it over to the Polish. We'll take a look here at the chat, of course. 53. Oh, we were so close. So close. Okay, let's take a look here. Yes, CA is a cruiser. Armored cruiser, as the Aristocrat says. Thank you, Aristocrats. And I must say, I am loving the armored cruisers. They are some vicious ships, for sure. Really, really liking the way they operate. And I never realized that cruisers could be so vast, so massive. You know, I always thought cruisers were these tiny ships. But these things are huge. They really are, and quite deadly, as you can imagine. Okay, guys, we're going to end the turn and turn it over to the Polish. Best of luck to our enemies, but not too much luck, of course. Oh, we've still got those Polish submarines causing us some problems. Luckily, they're not able to do a lot of damage. Nonetheless, still a frustrating attack, and they are doing damage to our battleship, so that is definitely a cause for concern. Not get your airfield back. Alright, the Polish Navy is definitely fighting back at this point. And I don't like that one bit. If they're bringing in gunboats to assist their infantry, that is not good news for us at all. Oh, not mine, a beautiful SDKFZ. Okay, so let's take a look over here. I think we can get rid of the Vicher. Let's try to destroy it. There we go. No more life for you, Vicher. Could also try to take out that merchant ship, but I'm much more concerned with the enemy guns. Unless I don't think we can do all that much damage to them. It's another mine layer. I think we're going to focus on the merchant ship. Why not? Again, we want this place littered, absolutely littered with Polish ships. And if those Polish ships happen to be merchant ships or mine layers, so be it. I love the animation, I have to say, it's just so awesome. Seeing the ship on fire at first and then slowly sinking to the bottom of the ocean and leaving that hulk, that giant hulk of a carcass, just right there for you to always inspect it. We can actually go back to where we had our initial battles and look at that. We can see all the ships that went down, and I just think that looks so cool. There's also some ships here. A lot of interesting scuba exploration possibilities for later generations, put it that way. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move the DD Type 2, Type 1934, sorry, and open fire on the gunboat. Okay, I think we've expelled our attacks there. And I am gonna destroy that AA gun. But I'm not going to follow it because we're trying to go north. We're not trying to head south. And at this point, I think our biggest issue is going to be taking out the rest of the enemy and continuing north. So let's see if we can do that. Boom, another dead Polish infantry unit. With these guys, we're going to go ahead and try to attack the enemy, but we'll cut them off first. So they're totally encircled at this point. And our Kriegsmarine could also do some damage here, but I think I want to get replenish them with some fresh troops. Let's attack. Probably should have fired with my battleship first. And we are seeing a gunboat here. So I'm going to open fire on the gunboat. Obviously, it looks like the battleship is much more effective against the enemy gunboat than they are, I should say, against the enemy infantry units. And that makes sense. I mean, they're in a town. They're probably not going to succumb to naval bombardment unless they get really unlucky. So we will fire at this gunboat, this puny, useless gunboat. We're also going to land our Stuka. Can we land him? Oh, wow. Actually, I didn't know that. That's my mistake. So we can't land our Stuka if a ground unit covers the airfield. We're going to have to get that ground unit out of there, and we're also going to bring some reinforcements here for this unit. Let's take a look here. Bombard. Close but no cigar. That didn't work out too well. Nonetheless, it's not a game changer really at all. Okay, we're leaving the Stuka there. And there we go, we got 62 people. Oh my goodness, welcome guys. Everybody welcome to Kriegsmarine. By the way, for those of you that do not know about the Slytherin YouTube channel, you should definitely hang out over there as well. It's also a Slytherin group. I highly recommend you stop by there. If you like the Twitch channel, you're gonna absolutely love the YouTube channel. So head over there immediately if you can. It really, really helps us out. Okay, I'm gonna end the turn. Make sure, yeah, that's about it. Yes, I know I have unmoved units. I give you orders, you follow them. That's all that you need to do. Total miss there by the coastal battery. And actually the SDKFC is doing really, really well. But the enemy is definitely trying to trap our battleship here and possibly destroy it. Might be trying to fire some torpedoes at us, although I don't think that's a destroyer. I think it's just a gunboat. Sure enough, I'm right, and didn't even scratch the surface of our beautiful battleship. However, that coastal gun is a true pain. Highway to hell. Additional ground troops are preparing to attack the Polish garrison at Władysław. From here, they must advance across the narrow peninsula towards the town of Hell. So there we go. We just got some reinforcements. We're going to head to Władysław, start attacking immediately. That machine gun is going to be very effective there. Also going to bring forward this unit as well. Absolutely wunderbar. Okay, I could open fire on this unit, but not sure we're going to be able to actually make any kills, so I'm going to go ahead and repair this artillery piece. bring this ground unit in, and actually it was the perfect timing because our Stuka is running out of fuel. So we'll go ahead and move forward. Let's make sure the Stuka lands and is safe. I don't want to lose that that beautiful flying vehicle, of course. Let's open fire over here with the battleship. Okay, guys, so we're going to switch to our primary guns with the battleship here. This is a new ability in the game. These primary guns can definitely do more damage. Let's see if we can't sink this guy this turn. If not, that's okay. We're still going to do more damage than with our secondary guns. Oh, they sound vicious, and we did succeed in sinking the ship with our primary guns. So that just goes to show you the importance of those primary guns on a battleship. They can really, really change the day for your men. Change it for the better, of course. Here we go. Attack. Why don't you guys just surrender? It's just useless for you to continue to try to fight. We will destroy you. There we go. Gdynia is ours. I'd love to actually raise the flag of the Kriegsmarine over Gdynia. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave Gdynia totally free, liberated for one more turn so that I can do that and raise the flag of the Kriegsmarine. Okay, here we go. And I believe that this unit can destroy the gunboat, the Cruiser Deutschland. Beautiful. Another Polish ship down to Davy Jones' locker. Of course, we're going to keep firing on the mine layer as well. Maybe another shot here by the destroyer. We could actually get a torpedo out. And I think we can do quite a lot of damage. So here we go. Beautiful, and that thing is destroyed. The torpedo absolutely ignited the fuel tanks. The thing is blown up, and it's going down as well. It looks like we don't have any more Polish ships, at least in this area. I know there are some farther to the south, but I'm going to go ahead and destroy this fuel tank right now. One of our secondary objectives is to destroy the fuel tank and basically deny the Polish any access to fuel supplies, which, if you could imagine, would be pretty devastating to any army. Let's see, we can keep moving north. And I am going to attack the coastal guns. Nice work, boys. Coastal guns did a good job, too. But, oh, there we go. We can actually move the Kriegsmarine in this turn. And as you can see, the Kriegsmarine flag is raised. I think this is much, much cooler, honestly, to be able to show that the Kriegsmarine are responsible for taking these locations. They've done their duty. Okay, we'll end the turn. First, I want to take a look here at the chat quickly. Hey, that's great, Beagle. I'm glad to hear it, man. Really, really, really great job there. I think you're going to love the game, believe me. I really think you're going to have an awesome time. Now, of course, this DLC is not yet released, but sooner or later, we are going to be releasing it, and I think you're going to be very happy with all the other DLCs as well. This is just an addition to an already amazing series, and that's the great thing about Order of Battle. There's just so much here, so much to have fun with, and the replay value is pretty stunning. Let's go ahead and end the turn. What could you possibly do now? Unfortunately, the Polish submarines are still in these waters, still lurking around, and I am concerned about them, but not too concerned. I think we can deal with them. That damn coastal gun. Let's try to take out the coastal gun. Remember what I told you guys? Well, for those of you that are just now arriving, one really cool new mechanic in Kriegsmarine is if I move a ship like this, for instance, and then fire, this ship is actually going to take less damage on the next turn because the game is taking into account the fact that the ship is on the move. You can imagine that a moving target is harder to hit than a stationary target, and that's how that's accounted for. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I really want to take out that coastal gun, but I don't think we can even dent the thing. I think it's going to be very hard to do any damage to it. We're still going to try, though. And there are some mines, so we did not succeed in stopping the mine-laying operation. And that means that our ships are going to be stuck here. There we go. We put a dent in that one. Absolutely awesome. Let's see if we can put another dent in it. I'd love to see us totally destroy this coastal gun before the end of the stream. That would be great. All right, not bad at all, not bad. I'm liking it. Let's open fire with the artillery, just to soften up the enemy target. No more bunker. Wonderful. I'm also going to go ahead and get some reinforcements for these guys. We'll move our Kriegsmarine troops to the north, but I think our guys in the north can pretty much handle that part on their own. Nonetheless, we're still going to be moving north just to be sure. We'll have some boys spend a day in Romia drinking and feasting, and we're going to go ahead and not enough resources to repair the unit. Unfortunately, you guys can take a look here. Our requisition points are very low, so that Stuka might just have to settle for being refueled, and he may have to be happy with that. All right, still bringing that STKFZ, of course, to the battlefield. And we still have a battleship. Should focus. Now, as you can see, much like torpedoes, we have a cooldown ability on the primary guns, so we do need to wait another turn before we can use them again, but those things are magnificent. They are very useful. For now, I'm just going to make sure that the battleship is firing at something. Those secondary guns. Let's just turn into an Australian there. That was strange. Okay. Thank you, Artistocrats. Artistocrats put it perfectly. This represents that moving parallel to a target, it can only fire rear front turrets. And of course, my colleague here at Slytherin, that's why circling around an enemy ship while keeping the same distance is an effective tactic. So we really, if you're playing the game, you want to keep that in mind. You know, you don't just want to stay stationary and hope for the best. You really want to be moving and making it hard for the enemy ships to even spot you and to even get an effective kill. Now, there we go. Władysławo is now in our hands. I do believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. Władysławo. And let's go ahead and see if we can't get rid of that damn coastal battery next turn. That would be a major bonus, I believe, getting rid of the coastal battery. We've actually got enough reinforcement points, I think, to purchase some more ships. But for now, I'm just going to go through them so you guys can at least see them. Obviously, we've got the Arado AR-196. This is just a recon plane. I don't believe it has any guns on it at all. It's really just used to recon the area. But one interesting thing about this plane is I don't believe, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, Artistocrats, I don't believe it has a fuel supply. Now, obviously, in real life, it would have a fuel supply, but to represent its recon abilities in this game, you can fly around all day with this plane. It's not going to run out of fuel. We also got tactical bombers here. The Condor looks quite interesting as well. Some destroyers, some cruisers, some battleships, even some submarines. Let's go ahead and get a U-boat. Why not? We could have been using this earlier, but I think we're going to just bring it in now. It's a beautiful U-boat, and I think we're hopefully going to do just fine here. Let's see who else we have to move. No, I'm going to try to wait and hope that we can refit those Stukas. Otherwise, I'm going to let them sit in that hangar and let the pilots just talk about their war stories. I think that's sufficient enough. Turn it over here to the Polish. And we've still got submarines in the water around us. Quite interesting. So with this destroyer, we're going to use our sonar to try and find some enemy submarines, and there we go. We found an enemy sub. I'd love to kill an enemy sub before we end this stream. Of course, we are getting to that point, guys, where you know, it's getting late and we are about to end the stream very, very soon. But I want you guys to make sure to get this DLC if you haven't already, and also make sure to go and check out the Slytherin channel, the Slytherin YouTube channel, as well as subscribing to our Twitch channel if you haven't already. If you guys are just showing up, you definitely want to subscribe. It's definitely worth it. Let's launch a torpedo. Very effective, I think, here against the enemy minesweeper. And I think taking out one more ship before we leave is a good way to end this stream. Auf Wiedersehen. There we go. Thank you, Artistocrats, for showing up. Thank you, everybody else, for being a part of this stream. I hope you guys enjoyed this look at Kriegsmarine, and I hope you guys had a great time watching. So take care once again. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.